Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, choosing to keep Sheldon largely off-screen, is one of those decisions that doesn't seem smart at first glance, but the longer season 2 goes on, the clearer it becomes that this was absolutely the right call. In a franchise built on Sheldon Cooper's larger-than-life presence, deliberately sidelining him feels risky. Yet that risk is exactly what allows the show to breathe, grow, and define itself as something more than just a young Sheldon extension. What makes Sheldon's absence so smart is that it forces the spotlight onto Georgie in a way that young Sheldon never fully could. For years, Georgie existed in Sheldon's shadow. The normal brother, the screw-up, the kid whose struggles were often played for laughs. Now, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage finally gives him narrative weight. Without Sheldon in the room, Georgie's problems can't be minimized or contrasted against genius. They have to stand on their own, and that makes them feel more real. Season 2 especially leans into this realism. Georgie isn't dealing with quirky sibling dynamics or intellectual rivalries. He's dealing with debt, exhaustion, marital strain, and the pressure of being responsible for other people's lives. If Sheldon were present, even occasionally, those grounded struggles would instantly feel smaller. Sheldon's personality has a way of dominating scenes, even unintentionally. Removing him keeps the emotional scale exactly where the show wants it, intimate and human. Another reason Sheldon's absence works is tone. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage is quieter than its predecessors. The humor is still there, but it's more situational and less punchline-driven. Sheldon's comedy relies on rhythm, precision, and contrast. Dropping that style into this series would disrupt its pacing. The show wants awkward silences, unresolved arguments, and moments where nobody has the right answer. Sheldon almost always has an answer, even when he's wrong, and that certainty would clash with the show's emotional uncertainty. There's also something refreshingly honest about how the show treats sibling distance. Sheldon isn't gone because of drama or fallout. He's gone because life moved him elsewhere. That's a reality many viewers recognize. Adult siblings don't always stay close. They don't always show up for milestones. Sometimes they just aren't there. By not forcing Sheldon into scenes for the sake of fan service, the show respects that truth instead of romanticizing family closeness. Season 2 subtly reinforces this idea by referencing Sheldon without centering him. His name comes up. His success is acknowledged. But he exists on the periphery, where he realistically would be. That balance allows Sheldon to remain part of the universe without hijacking the narrative. He becomes context, not content, and that distinction matters. Keeping Sheldon off-screen also protects the emotional arcs of other characters, especially Mandy. Mandy's story is about adjustment to motherhood, marriage, and a life that didn't go according to plan. Introducing Sheldon into that dynamic would inevitably shift attention toward how she relates to him, rather than how she's coping internally. The show wisely avoids that detour and keeps Mandy's struggles front and center. From a storytelling perspective, Sheldon's absence raises the stakes for Georgie. There's no brilliant brother to call, no safety net of intellectual solutions. Georgie has to figure things out himself, and often he fails. That failure is essential to the show's identity. It's about learning the hard way, making imperfect choices, and living with the consequences. Sheldon's presence would undermine that journey by offering a constant reminder of an easier, more successful path. The decision also signals confidence from the writers. They're not leaning on Sheldon as a crutch to maintain viewer interest. Instead, they're trusting that Georgie and Mandy's story is compelling enough on its own. That confidence is what allows the series to stand apart rather than feel like a spin-off that's constantly asking for validation. There's a deeper thematic reason this works too. Sheldon represents forward momentum, academia, achievement, legacy. Georgie represents stasis, staying in town, taking over responsibilities, dealing with what's right in front of you. By keeping Sheldon physically absent, the show visually reinforces that split. These brothers aren't just different, they're moving in opposite directions. That contrast is more powerful when it's implied rather than shown. Interestingly, Sheldon's absence also prevents nostalgia from overpowering the present. Fans already have years of emotional attachment to Sheldon. Bringing him back would instantly pull focus toward memories of young Sheldon and the Big Bang Theory. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage isn't trying to relive the past, it's trying to explore what comes after it. Sheldon staying off-screen helps maintain that forward-looking perspective. If Sheldon ever does appear, it will likely be meaningful precisely because he's been absent for so long. Scarcity creates impact. Right now, the show benefits more from restraint than reunion. Every episode that moves forward without Sheldon further proves that this story doesn't need him to work. Ultimately, Sheldon's absence isn't a flaw or a missed opportunity. It's a deliberate, thoughtful choice that strengthens the show's identity. It allows Georgie to grow without comparison, lets Mandy's struggles feel authentic, and keeps the tone grounded in realism rather than nostalgia. In a franchise built on one of television's most recognizable characters, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage has the confidence to step back and say, "This isn't his story." And that's exactly why it works.